Hi, Diana. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, and oracle card advisor. How are you today? So, we're going to talk to your husband today. I like to explain for my first timers. I see, I hear, I feel, I sense, I know. A little bit of taste and smell. So I have most of the senses, which some don't. And this is not an exact science. So sometimes they'll show me pictures. They usually talk, but they'll show me pictures. And I call it spiritual charades, and I have to figure out what they're trying to show. So sometimes we might have to think outside the box, especially if I mention a name. I don't usually get those exact. So it'll be like if I say John, it'll be a male with a J name at least. Might have to stretch it outside the box a little bit. It's just the way we communicate. I can't do anything about that. They can only do certain things certain ways. I mean, as far as us communicating, it's just the way it is. So I'm forgetting something. I should make a list. You'd think I'd know by now. Anyway, we're going to see what he has to say today. And okay. He's almost, his energy is just almost just like shivering with excitement. He's like, I've been trying to tell her I'm still there. I've been trying to tell her I'm still there. I don't make my whole reading where you can validate every single thing that's said. Sometimes you'll have to go to a family member. Lately, I don't know why they're working this way. I don't know if they're trying to pull the family members in on it and trying to reach more people. But just keep, if it doesn't make sense right now, write it down. You might see it tomorrow, you might remember it later, or a family member might validate it. So he's shivering with excitement. He said he's been trying to tell you that he's there. He loves you. He loves you. His love is the most important thing. He wants to share a bouquet of flowers with you, and they're like wildflowers. It's not like a dozen roses. It's like a bouquet of all kinds of wildflowers. He says you had his heart. He's holding up a pair of pants, a pair of slacks, and he's holding them up like this. Let's see if we can figure out why. Sometimes they'll just throw words or pictures out there, and we won't know the meaning, but hopefully you will understand. Why are you holding these out there? Oh, he says they don't fit anymore. Go ahead and get rid of them. I don't need them. Make sure they go to a good cause. Those are not the things that are important. So, as far as his clothes, easy. Donate them. He's showing a calf. K-A-L-F, calf. Young cow. if you don't understand this, this could be for me, because sometimes my Bob, one of his signs is a black and white cow. So I don't know if this is coming in with Dwayne or not. Alright, let's see what's going on here. He's showing, okay, that he comes up to you. He's showing you like sitting in a chair, kind of like this. Not the exact chair, but just sitting in a chair. And he comes up kind of behind you, but a little to your right. He puts his hands on your shoulders from behind, and he nuzzles kind of up against your cheek. Okay, so that, alright, so that will feel like, and it's hard for me to tell exactly how it's going to feel to you, how your energy interacts. So it's not going to feel like him actually doing that, but you're going to feel the stubble on his face. You're going to feel that little scratchy, you know, like when he hasn't shaved recently. But it will be really, really slight. You'll also feel probably warmth. That's the energy. To me, a lot of times when they get that close, it feels like goosebumps or bugs crawling, or like a hair on your face and you can't get rid of it. But probably more than one of those things at a time. So he's trying to let you know that he's that close. Okay, he's reminding me that, like, one time when I was doing a reading and the guy walked in my kitchen and went on the other side of the wall and he goes, "Hey, where'd you go?" He says, "You need to tell people this is like it is. I'm just on the other side of the wall. I'm still here. You just can't see me. I'm still here." I'm getting a lot of them lately that are showing me that there's like a puff of smoke. But it's like sweet smelling smoke. And that you will get anywhere. Car, store, anywhere. And you get that, and then you acknowledge him and you say, "I know that's you. Thank you for the sign. Please bring me more." So once they know that they're finally getting their signs across to you and you realize that they're there, you'll get a lot more. You'll know he's around. Okay, he's outside pushing a lawnmower, and I hear my neighbors mowing the yard too. He's push mowing a yard. I don't know what the significance of this is. He's not saying. They never waste a message. They don't waste their energy when they come through. So maybe this is something he did a lot, but don't we all? He said he wasn't feeling real good towards the end. He wasn't wanting to make a big deal of it. Kind of that macho, I'm a guy thing. He said he should have cared about it more. That's on him. He's proud of he's proud of how you've come out of this. He's proud of what you're doing with your life. Now he's talking about taking somebody's hair and, you know, how you twirl it, how he would take his finger and twirl somebody's hair around his finger. And I've not looked at your Facebook, so I don't know what kind of hair you have. If you have hair that's twirly. And he's trying to do that to your hair. So take your finger and do that and see how that feels, and it will feel probably even lighter, slighter, however, I don't know how I want to say that, than you actually physically doing it. But he is trying to do that, or you could actually see your hair move a little bit. That's totally possible. His energy isn't coming in real strong. Can't do this now. He says he wished he had been closer to you in a way. I don't want to say that. That he still kind of held back. He kind of held back. He wasn't as open as he should have been, as he wanted to be. That he wished he had. He wishes that he had held you more. He felt like he didn't support you enough, and I'm not talking about financially. Okay. His message is coming through a little slow, a little weak this morning. So he had asked me to pull a card for you, a release card for you, which once in a while they will do that. It's just a message that, I don't know, they can get across in a different way. And the release card that came up is surrender to your soul's path. Your life's journey has been perfectly designed for your soul's growth. Embrace every lesson and every moment. So, so now is the time for you to do for you, and not everyone else. This is a time for your soul to grow. So now that, I don't want to say now that you're alone, how do I want to say this? It's time for you to concentrate on you, on your lessons, on your growth. I already said that. And he's going to be there to help guide you. Ask him. He's going to be there to help you in ways that he could have never done here. Well, he's not giving me a lot of validations. Talking about you going to a hairdresser. So you've recently gone to one, or you're getting ready to go to one, or he wants you to go to one. And I know that sounds a little wishy-washy, but he says it'll do you a world of good. Don't worry about spending the money on it. Go for the full, he says go for the full blow. I don't know what that means. Go for the full thing. Do it all. He says you're doing fine with the finances. He says, yes, continue. Maybe be a little more frugal. And he's talking in the grocery department. Being a little more frugal with the groceries. He's popped in there 2 or 3 times showing a canoe, being in a canoe. He mentions race cars, fishing. Sometimes they just throw words out. Hair of the dog. He's not being real chatty. And some of them don't talk a lot, so you know, I can only give you what they give out. I'm asking him questions. He says sometimes you get a whiff of his cologne or hair product. He says hair product. I don't remember what. I just looked at his picture. I don't remember if it looked like he used a hair product. He said he's not one of those that just pops in like real loud and makes a bunch of noises and does all this stuff. He's just real quiet. He's very quiet. His essence is all around your house, but he's just really quiet about it. He's not giving me a lot of validations. He says you know he's there. Okay, now he's showing in the bedroom, close around the nightstand, and there is a little rattling noise every so often. There's just he's not even showing me what's rattling. Usually they'll show me the exact thing that they're trying to do. I'm trying to get him to tell me. I don't know. Maybe he hasn't decided yet, or maybe he hasn't figured out how to do what it is he wants to do. Sometimes it does take them a little bit. I think, hey, once you get there, you ought to know everything, right? No, it doesn't work that way. Okay, let me ask him something else. He says there was a grandma figure with a G that was waiting for him when he passed. There was a grandfather type figure that was very, very stern that was also waiting for him, but that gave him comfort because that man was very strong-willed, and was an authority figure. So he knew that he was in charge and he would take care of everything, and that he was good to go because he was in good hands. Even though the man is kind of stern, he felt comfortable knowing that he would make sure all the T's were crossed and the I's were dotted. And he was also himself waiting for somebody who has passed since he did, a younger female, well, younger than him anyway. He's not showing me clear pictures. And he's excited to be here, but he's just a little dim on his end as far as coming through. And that doesn't mean anything bad, that doesn't mean anything wrong. He says, I love you and I want what's best for you, and it is okay to move on. It is okay to let go of some things. He says you need to, in order for you to be lighter and brighter, and kind of, I don't want to say this, not really cut the cord to him, but cut the cord to some things that you can't do anything about now. So he's talking about a piece of furniture in your living room that you either just replaced or you need to replace. And he says, go ahead. It's perfectly fine. He mentions Call of the Wild. He's showing you go into. Okay, I'm sitting in a stadium and I'm looking down at a field. I'm going to say it's football. I can't even tell what they're playing. All of the images are coming in really, really dim. So you've recently, you've recently attended a football game, and I realize it's not football season, so however long ago that was. Or this is a memory that you and he went to. Boy. Now he's crawling under a car, and it looks like he's working on the exhaust system. He's kind of towards the back, kind of around the muffler, and he's laying on his back, and he's working on trying to fix. So if you haven't had your car recently, the exhaust, there's something back there worked on, you might want to look into that. It's okay. He's talking about chocolates, chocolate candy, chocolates like on Valentine's Day, chocolates. He says he wasn't much of a foo-foo guy. He knows you miss him. He knows you struggled trying to figure out how to do all the stuff after he left. He says, but you were always the strong one of the two of you. He says he feels like that he was always a little too harsh with you, and he's sorry for that, and he wants to apologize. He's talking about things from the past that bothered him. He says, don't you ever let things from the past bother you. Let them go. They're backward. Backwards. Don't look backwards. That shit's behind you. Let it go. He's trying to make me look up at something, and I don't know what he's pointing to because he's not showing me the image. Something in your house, something in an upper corner of a room, something that I don't see. So if you have a small child or an animal and it's always looking in the upper corner of the room, that's him. Animals and small children can see them and sense them and hear them. So he's got me looking up in the corner of my room, but he's not showing me what I'm supposed to be seeing. Okay, he mentions an ant. He's not saying if she's here or there. So he comes up and he just gets in my face. And he says he's trying to show himself. He's trying. I think he just doesn't know quite what to do. So you know how you feel somebody staring at you across the room, or you feel somebody walk up behind you but you don't hear them, but you just feel their energy, you just feel them, and you turn around and go, oh, hey. You're going to feel that energy right here, and it's going to be almost like a bubble pushing against you. It's almost like a pressure. You might even feel warmth or tingling or something. Just basically in this, below the screen. He's showing basically in this area, he's trying to come right up in your face. He's trying to get you to see him without scaring the bejeebies out of you. He doesn't want you to just pop your eyes open and go, ah! He said he's at peace. He's healthy. He's almost too peaceful. He's just so laid back and peaceful and serene that it's almost like I can't stir his energy up. He was, when he first got here, he was like brrr. He says he just now he's walking through here. He says he just doesn't have a lot to say. He thinks you're doing awesome. He thinks things have worked out great. He's drawn me back to this card. He wants you to work on your soul path. It's time for you to grow. He says this is all about you, not him. This is all about you and what you need in this life now. in the things you need to do to raise your vibration and grow as a person, as a soul, as a spirit, as a wonderful human being. He said he was blessed to have you in his life. He's not feeling the need to prove that he's here, that he's with us. He's just not feeling the need to do that. I don't know if you're spiritual in any way, if you believe in any of this stuff. He doesn't feel like he has to prove himself. That kind of stinks for me. It's not working for me, man. It's almost like he's concentrating on himself and doing what he needs to do where he's at to further his soul along too. He said, I haven't deserted you. He doesn't want to be a weight on you. He wants to see you grow and thrive. He says that it is hard to do. But he says he knows you've got this in the bag. And he loves you dearly. And he's mentioning potato chips, apples, oranges, drinking something out of a glass with a straw and a lid. It looks glass, like a glass, like a mason jar, kind of like my little owl mason jar that has a straw and a lid. He's showing a butterfly sitting on the windowsill right outside your window in the kitchen. And something that sounds like a tree limb scratching on the window or the side of the house. We're still in the kitchen. So that noise may not be very loud. He doesn't want to make any noises that he thinks are going to scare you. So hopefully you know by the little bit of stuff that he has shown that he is with you. Now he mentions North Carolina. And a beach. And it's almost like my vibration lifted, the sun and the sand. So I don't know if you've just been to a beach, going to a beach. He's thinking that will be very good for you, because I could just feel like things lifting off of me and like lifting up. said, I am watching out for you. And he said, they, whoever he's got with him, they are watching out for you too. And with that, he's going to leave. I know this is a little bit of a weak, wishy-washy reading, so, let me know. They're not all perfect. Not all the readings are perfect, but, yeah, okay. Let me know. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, and oracle card advisor. See you later.